Okay, everybody ready? It's unfortunate that we have to be here again. Today, our community is devastated again following a tragedy that took, unfortunately, the lives of 2 individuals and forever changed the lives of many others. And our collective thoughts and supports are with the families of the victims and also with those who are injured. The safety of our city is our #1 priority. And we will not tolerate crime in our city, and will leverage every single tool that we have available to keep our city safe. In light of this morning's tragedy, I'll be issuing a local state of emergency for establishments within the downtown entertainment area that will end alcohol sales at midnight and implement a curfew at 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. We don't make this decision lightly, and we have pursued a number of measures before reaching this point. Following another tragic shooting downtown, 34-year-old Joseph Torres, we implemented a series of new safety measures, including additional police officers and code enforcement officers, implemented coordinated entry that included weapon screening, and started a SAFE program that included equipping our businesses with additional safety measures, including metal detectors, ID scanners, wands, and security cameras. We want a downtown that is fun and vibrant, but we have experienced lately that brazen criminals are willing to come downtown and shoot and kill innocent victims right in front of our police officers. And it's unfortunate that the changes in the state concealed weapons laws have made it even easier for people to carry guns and bring guns downtown. Honestly, I am frustrated to have to stand in front of you all and again share the news that we have senselessly lost another life due to gun violence, and that's why we are taking this very serious measure of ending alcohol sales at midnight and implementing a curfew for 1 a.m. I am grateful for the Orlando police officers who acted swiftly and heroically to arrest a suspect and prevented this tragedy from becoming even worse. I'm going to turn it over to the Chief to give you an update on what they have learned.
Good afternoon. I'm going to provide an update on this morning's shooting. 17-year-old Jalen Dwayne Edgar has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder with a firearm and 6 counts of attempted first-degree murder with a firearm. The 9 victims range from 18 to 39 years old with various injuries. 2 victims were shot in the leg, 1 victim was shot in the foot, 1 victim was shot in the hand, 1 victim was grazed by a bullet to the head, 1 victim sustained a gunshot wound to the upper back, 1 victim was trampled as the crowd dispersed, and as previously reported, 2 victims are deceased. In the last 6 months, the Orlando Police Department's proactive efforts have resulted in the seizure of 151 crime guns in downtown Orlando and 309 guns over the past year. This morning's shooting marks the 18th and 19th homicide of 2024. At this time last year, there have been 34 homicides. In response to last night's shooting, and to prevent retaliations, we are increasing the downtown detail this weekend. Thank you, and we'll now take questions. No, we don't have that right now. It's still a part of our investigation.
Do you know how the 17-year-old came in possession of the weapon or what he was doing downtown so late last night?
No, that's also a part of our investigation. We're investigating where the gun came from and actually why, with his friends, why he was down there.
When many people go out, you look for a sense of security. You see all of those police officers in one place, you tend to feel a little safer. What do you say to this blatant disregard? Because the 17-year-old was within feet of officers and their vehicles.
So there's a lot of good people who come downtown, but there's a lot of bad actors. Some people just don't care. Whatever their beef is, their issue with somebody, they're going to shoot no matter what. They're going to walk by the officers, and this one, we were able to basically follow his path and see him walk by more than 10 officers, paid them no attention, obviously saw them because he walked right next to them, but still went and did what he was going to do.
So what do these measures do if someone is intent on carrying out something like that?
So our job is to try and prevent it. We're going to have a lot of officers there. We do a lot of proactive work, like our TAC units, our bike units. They're riding the parking garages. They're talking to people about their cars. We're doing traffic stops. We're very proactive. And one thing I will say, the last major shooting was probably 2 years ago. And if you're going to have that many people downtown and there's no way of checking people for weapons, checking people what their intent is, every once in a while you're going to have these kind of issues. But as the mayor said, the city's taking steps to prevent this. We've tried a lot of different things, and now we're going to try this.
lot of different cities have been very successful with using entertainment district zoning to implement security measures, and I'm curious if this is something.
That's the measures that I just spoke about that we've been taking over the course of the last couple of years. One of the things that has made it more difficult for us is the change in the concealed weapon law. Now anybody can carry a gun, and we can't screen and take a gun away from somebody unless we know they're a felon or there's some other reason that they can't carry it. But people are carrying more guns pretty much everywhere. It's not just downtown. People can carry guns everywhere.
Mayor, what would you say that people would be in control if it were not for this state law?
Hold on. Could you start over?
Chief, would it make it easier for you, without this state law, you guys haven't done expected that in place? Can you talk about that, also, have you seen a change in the number of guns confiscated since the law?
So we were seizing a lot of guns before the law changed, and we're still seizing a lot of guns to this day. I'd say there is a difference because when you do have any kind of deterrent, like we had the dogs and we had the wand and metal detectors and all those kind of things, of course that's a deterrent, and of course that's helpful to us. So yeah, I think it would be helpful to us, and it was helpful for us, but when things change and more people can carry guns, it makes it more dangerous for everyone. I have no idea. I mean, it could have, but it's hard to say.
Mayor, what would you say to people who might be nervous to go downtown now, especially with all the efforts to make downtown more family friendly and to have something like this happen?
So we're going to take new measures. We're taking them today. We're going to stop serving alcohol at midnight and have a curfew. Our number one goal, as I said at the very beginning of this press conference, is to have a safe downtown, a safe city, and a safe community. And I will say, to the chief's point, we don't know how many of these we've stopped over the course of some number of years. When the one happens, we're standing here today discussing it, but for all we know of the 100 and some odd guns that the chief's police officers have taken away, maybe that stopped 10 other random acts from happening because they were able to detect the bad guy and take the gun away from him.
Mayor, how long do you envision this local state emergency? How long do you see this curfew as really safe?
So under my emergency powers, I can do it for 7 days. So we will consider what the next step is during the course of the next week.
In this case, this was a 17-year-old out that late. Your message to parents, I mean, someone that young to be out that crowd on Halloween, and would you consider maybe a longer-term, curfew?
Well, any message to a parent would be, don't let your children carry guns and go downtown. It's unfortunate, but we do know that, from what the chief has told me, that his purpose was to be there and do what he did, whether it was a random individual or whether it was a known individual. He did not frequent any of the bars downtown. He came, walked from his car, and did what he did. So he was there to do that, but certainly to any parent, do what a parent should do.
Mayor, you talked about the businesses that would be impacted. Have you started reaching out to those who are directly as well as indirectly impacted?
This afternoon, all of the owners of businesses that would be impacted had the opportunity to be briefed on that.
Chief, is this 17-year-old speaking with your officer, or is he cooperating? Can you give us any insight?
No, he is not.
Can I take one more question?
Do you have any sense of, with the change of state law, is there something specifically in there, I guess, that forbids the screening you were doing, or is it just simply you can legally carry a firearm?
So you can legally carry a firearm unless you fall into a certain category, underage, convicted felons. That's how we still end up making arrests with drugs, something of that nature. But for most people, it allows them, without getting a concealed weapons permit, to carry a gun concealed.
When people see that video of so many people gathered on Oregon Central, I hear of the roads that have walked around the downtown area. Did that allow people to gather so much in that one area? And you think that it's time to change the roadblocks around that spot?
No, our crowds are so big right now, it'd be hard for us to think about doing anything different. I will say people are easily able to escape. We just put a car there, and usually on some nights there's some other vehicles there. But it's a car that if you saw the videos, people just ran around the car with there. And the good thing about the cars are police officers at the cars. So police officers standing near to cars so they can open up for a fire truck or something like that. So we're not putting any huge barricades, anything hard. And what you saw, and when I was here last week talking about it, that saved lives by the person who shot down Pine Street. He rammed our police car. People had time to get out of the way, then he rammed another police car, and people had time to stop what he was doing. So the cars keep people safe, because if you imagine, it could just be, maybe not even somebody who's trying to hurt people, but just a drunk person. They take a wrong turn, they gas down there, they're not paying attention, or they're drunk, they ram into 30, 40 people. We've seen it in other cities. So the vehicles serve a purpose to keep everyone who's walking around the street safe.
How certain are you that that 17-year-old was alone in this?
As far as being a shooter, yeah, we're confident.
Okay, thank you, everyone. We have all the questions here on the recess.
Thank you.